Hello, good evening. Okay, I've been busy with Jaden, as you can see from the background. Super crowded project, so didn't go online for quite some time. But I make myself a promise to come up online to see whether some people will be interested to talk to me over the online space. Yeah. So as usual, if anyone's coming in, please help like and share. If you have any questions about real estate, just feel free to type in the comments and I'll reply accordingly. If not, usually I'll just go through some of the real estate updates about what's happening in the market, about what's going on, what's so interesting. Right, hello. Thank you for coming up online. This morning, I think there's a very interesting article about what's going to happen in the future, right? Especially what's going to be happening in the year of 2024. This article is being published by Servius, right? And if we just look at the headline, you may just think that, oh, it's just another article talking about how stable the real estate market is. But if we read further into what's being written, you will find out some interesting facts about what's going on and what the experts are talking about the market for the year of 2024. Okay, so this is appearing in today's news. In Business Time. I think it's business. No, Swiss Times. This report is given by Servius, right? The headline is putting it as largely stable Singapore property market expected for 2024. When we say stable market, right, basically it just means that nothing exciting is happening. It's not bullish, right? Nobody will say words like, oh, expecting a downturn, especially from a property agency or a company that has a vested interest in the real estate performance, right? So when they use headline like this, it just means that we will be expecting a slower moving market in comparison with 2021 and 2022. That's how the situation is going to be like, right? So the first paragraph already touching about what's happening in terms of the developers' mindset. Developers are expected to lower their bids for GLS due to uncertain market conditions, thinning profit margins, and previous record-breaking bids. Right. So what's happening in the market is that a lot of developers, they realize that a lot of projects that they are selling is not as fast selling as previously, and they will have to adjust their expectation. They will have to adjust their final sales price in terms of selling it to the consumer, right? Not forgetting that next year GST will be increased to 9% with the increasing of construction costs, with the ongoing war, with increasing of labor costs. The profit margin from the developers are getting thinner and thinner, so they have no choice but to make sure that they bid the land competitively, or they have to make sure that they select what kind of land that they want to go into. Okay, so in the market outlook briefing in Tuesday, the real estate consultancy noted that the ABSD has impact not just on the CCR, it has impact in the island-wide as well. Okay, so overall, the last quarter track increased price of 0.8%, which it's very obvious that the market is experiencing a much slower growth, and transactions volume is also lesser in comparison with the previous 2 quarters, right? They project that the rental could fall up to 5% as well with the ramp up in supply. Total of 17,000 private residential units are expected to completed in year 2023. In fact, one of our teammates actually compiled data about this with all the projects that's completed in 2023. If you want to know where this data is, just PM me. If not, I will usually put it in my Telegram group as well. So if let's say we are talking about the rental rates dropping at 5% because of the high supply in the market, and next year we are expecting also another 9,875 units coming in 2024. Definitely lower than the numbers of 17,000, but these numbers is also means that there's going to be more supply coming into the market. As I mentioned many times before as well, whenever there is a large supply of units coming into the market, we will expect there will be ripple effect and implications to the other segments of real estate as well. So put it this way, whenever somebody has gotten their keys to a private condo, for example, they will have lesser use for their previous property. Lesser use meaning to say, whenever that they're staying at right now. For example, today I am renting a place, right? If I have already gotten a keys to my completed unit, then I do not need to rent that place anymore, right? So that rental unit that I was previously staying will be up available in the market again. So that will cause high supply in the rental market, right? Not forgetting that if let's say today I am a person that owns existing property, if I have collected keys to my new property, I will only do two things. Either I sell away my previous property or I rent my previous property, which just also means that there is going to be more rental supply and more sales supply into the market. In today's context, I don't think anyone would just do nothing for the previous property, right? If they have taken possession of their new property, I don't think anyone will be rich enough, so to speak, to just leave the house empty and then just collecting dust instead of collecting rental, right? So most people, they will either sell it off or they will rent it off. So it just means that there's going to be more supply in the market. Not forgetting that a lot of these completed units, right? Some of these owners, they bought it either for their investment or to their own stay. So those who bought it for investment, they will either want to sell it off if there is a capital upside, or they will want to rent it out. So talking about mega projects happening all around Singapore, there is a lot of huge list of them, right? Normanton Park is a mega project. Avenue South is a mega project. Treasure at Tampines, Affinities, Florence, what else is there? Riverfront, right? All these are very large supply of units coming into the market. This will cause a downward pressure in terms of sales price as well as rental price as well, right? We are also seeing that the upcoming launches happening in the quarter 4 of this year, one of it, of course, is Jaden, which is crazy crowd over there over the last weekend. The three major launches that's expected to launch in the last quarter of this year will be Jaden over at Jurong 2nd CBD area, Watten House, which is over at Newton Novena area. That one is targeting the upper class, as well as at Hillock Green. Hillock Green is at the new township of Lentor, right? It's the third project and probably the last project that is walking distance to Lentor MRT. The other projects that is going to launch will be further away from the MRT station. So for those people who are still looking at Lentor as a viable investment or a home for yourself, please do take note that Hillock Green is probably the last better plots that you can choose from that is still within walking distance to MRT station, right? If you have any comments, just feel free to type inside, or if you kind enough, please help like and share, right? Thank you very much. If I missed out your comment, just retype, because I've been realizing that probably some of the comments are being filtered away, right? In the office segment, Savius also know that the rental Grade A office in CBD has been rising for the 7th consecutive quarter, right? Marina Bay tracking at 12.67 per square feet, City Hall tracking at 10.10 per square feet, and Raffles 9.98 per square feet. All in all, the economic challenges has sent vacancies up. Companies has become cautious of their space and are more likely to renew their existing lease in comparison to relocate, right? And they're saying that the rents will be also softening as more and more supply is coming up. Any decline was going to be mild. Landlords, most of the time in Singapore context, they still have very strong holding power. Most of the landlords and most of the sellers that have come across, same thing as well. They don't want to undersell their property, right? They don't want to sell their existing property cheaply, right? So that is the issue that we are looking at right now. In the nearer term, if let's say we are talking about suburban malls, right, the pandemic has already been over. People are returning to offices. We are forecasting that less consumption spend will be in the in the heartland area. Okay, this is what they're talking about in overall context. Investment sales has also been hit hard with higher borrowing costs, right, and also as well as higher ABSD rate coming up, right. All in all, I will also want to point out the last paragraph that was mentioned in this article, right, that the relatively low base of 2023 trajectory of interest rate will be looking to peak to give some optimism about what's going to happen in the 2024, right? So this guy from Savius, Paul Tostevin, I hope I pronounce his name correctly, yeah, that he's talking about with inflation seen to be peak and some possible rate cuts starting in the US next year, right? The IMF has declared a forecast of a soft landing for economic outlook, right? So what does this mean is that if let's say next year we are expecting that the interest rate is going to be uh, softening or going to do some decrease, we will see a returning of buyers coming into Singapore residential market as well because of the lower interest rate, right? If let's say Singapore context, our employment rate is still strong, the median income growth is still ongoing, we will see a different phase of real estate altogether next year, right? There's going to be more and more interesting projects that's going to be launching soon, especially the quarter 1 of next year. In the CBD area, there's the projects like Peace Center, Marina View, uh, Newport, right? A lot of new project that's going to be coming up soon in the future as well. So we'll be expecting that there's going to be more and more supply coming up in the future, and hopefully this will bring some excitement into the market as well, where people are looking up for new projects. But at the same time, people are looking for value buy, looking for good buy. End of the day, we have to understand that the overall Singapore market is always growing at a gradual upward trend. Definitely, there's going to be mini up and down cycle, but if you look at the overall market of 2013 onwards, right, with all the so many rounds of series and of cooling measures that's been implemented, whenever there is seemingly overheated kind of buying behavior in the market, right, the Singapore government will always introduce cooling measure to make sure that things are in check. Everybody has, so to speak, buy within their means, making sure that affordability is okay. They don't exceed their means or over exceed their budget to buy, right? So that's the situation that's happening, right? In don't know whether this is the real Uncle Raymond. Right, I saw this user Uncle Raymond join. Right, interesting. Okay, so in the real estate terms, there's going to be more and more disparity in terms of the wealth effect because, interestingly, right, if let's say a person who is looking to buy additional property, those that are able to buy without taking up loan, they will be able to have more firing power to buy up properties, especially in the more prime areas. But those who need loan, they will have lesser funds on hand to navigate to buy their investment property. So there was this article also raised up by Leslie, right? I think this is a yesterday paper. He was talking about some ways to tweak the additional buyer stamp duty for greater equity, right? So this is something that he's talking about in terms of the ABSD issue, right? If let's say there's some tweaking ongoing, that means that hopefully there's going to be more level playing field, so to speak. Hello, hey, hi, Chewy Apple. How was Jaden? Crazy madness. Last Saturday I was there. Last Sunday I was there. The crowd is crazily long. Some people commented it's like going to USS. Like before going to the right, need to queue up first. But the queue wasn't that bad because the queue time was about 25 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes thereabout. So to see the show flat, the queuing time is about 20 minutes lah, right? So weekdays is lesser actually. Weekdays most people because of their work and all that. So the weekday crowd is lesser in comparison compared to the first weekend. Usually the first weekend is the most crowded, whereby the first day in the newspaper was being reported, right? 7,000 people actually go into the show fair to take a look, right? I put it this way: a lot of them, they are coming in with a mind of curious, right? They're the curiosity effect, right? They're just saying that, hey, what's so interesting about this project? And Singaporeans, being Singaporeans, we are always we are a property obsessed nation, put it this way. So every time there is a interesting launch happening, right? People don't mind spending 1 or 2 hours in a show flat looking around, right? So show flat shopping lah, show property shopping so to speak, right? And if you go property shopping at the same time, you're in an aircon environment, you get to learn new things about what's happening in the real estate market. At the same time, you can see what's so interesting about what's going on in the real estate market in general. Real estate got basic salary or commission base. The real estate industry for self-employed like us, we are 100% commission based. We do not have basic salary, right? Some real estate firms, they actually package some form of hybrid payment. That means they got fixed pay of like maybe 2005 thereabout, then they plus another bonus plus incentive depending on the case that you close, that kind of arrangement. Aircon was really cool. Yes. The show flat for Jaden is really amazing. The show flat for Jaden, they do it right. It feels to me like almost like an exhibition, so to speak. Is really very well done. The model is huge. The way they portray the JLD, the transformation of what's happening, the future growth of Jurong, the way they showcase it is very impactful, especially for someone who is not very familiar with Jurong, right? They come and take a look like somebody who's staying in Tampines their whole life, right? They could take a look at the Jurong growth plan. They were very excited to see that, hey, this is a very interesting product offering in this current climate of the new launches, because a lot of new projects nowadays is super small. Right, correct. PS by right. The layout of Jaden is fantastic. It is fantastic because it's since a very long time since we get very spacious layout. Like for example, the 3 bedroom is at 1141 square feet. The master room is huge, and I mean huge is that is really comparable to some of the older resale property, because the dilemma of me showcasing clients nowadays, right, to condo market, especially the client is staying in a very spacious HDB, right? Most of the time when they take a look at the condo newer projects, they will complain that the space is very small, I feel very tight, no point staying in the condo. But Jaden, the space is really livable, really good size, right? In terms of a family, they would have lesser complaint. I would say no complaint, lesser complaint in terms of the livability, right? Can safely exceed or not, right? If you take a look at the whole of a real estate market, right, as I mentioned, it's always going at a gradual upward trend, right? If you take a look at the Jurong CBD area, within 100-meter radius of Jurong East MRT, there is no competition, there is no immediate comparison in terms of a project like Jaden, except J Gateway. J Gateway is a project by MCL. They were launched back in 2013. Also, for 1 day sold out, everything is snap up within the first weekend. So, if the developer, right, I'm saying the if with a lot of emphasis, if the developer of Jaden, right, price the product well, we'll be expecting that this Jaden is also going to be a 1 day sold out project, right? In terms of the per square feet, they have already mentioned in the market, right, in the newspaper, starting from 2001 per square feet onwards, right? 2001 per square feet likely is going to be for the 4 bedroom. 4 bedroom, the lowest floor, starting from third floor. Third floor is where their facilities that is also is somewhat like the ground floor of the normal condo. So 4 bedroom, 1485 square feet, 2001 per square feet. We are talking about a quantum of 3.11 million. So that is the lowest price in terms of per square feet. I will be expecting that the 3 bedroom, probably they're gonna price it around 2150 starting from. Then maybe the 2 bedroom, they're gonna price it from 2200 starting from. Then the 1 bedroom, they're gonna price it from 2250 starting from. Right, that's my own estimate lah, how the developer is gonna price it. But again, it really depends on the actual day demand, right? Developers, they have the sole discretion to do some final price adjustment on the very day, right? In terms of the per square feet, hopefully the developer can really give us a good so-called year-end Christmas present by launching it a very sweet per square feet price, so that everyone can celebrate by selling it out on the very first day. But of course, again, it depending on the balloting luck lah. Because as of now, based on the last weekend numbers, I think it is going to be an oversubscribed project. Likely it's going to be an oversubscribed project by at least 2 times to 2.5 times to 3 times probably. right? That means there's only 368 units available. The checks collected, definitely we're going to be hitting 1,000 and above, right? A lot of interest is over there. Many people are curious about this project. They are placing their check, right, just to try out their balloting. If let's say they can get it, it's going to be very lucky, right? Then they just hold it to wait for the transformation of Jurong to take place. And then when the Jurong regional line is complete, there's going to be improvement in the connectivity. Demand is going to increase once the MRT is there. So we were always talking about the MRT effect, right? So the MRT effect is kind of going to be coming soon in terms of the Jurong regional line, as well as the Cross Island line. Cross Island line phase 2 will be covering the western part of Singapore. Cross Island line, right now they are focusing on the eastern part, right, from where Pasir Ris is now. They will cut to Ang Mo Kio, Lentor, no, Ang Mo Kio area, then down to the central. They will end somewhere around Sin Ming, thereabout, right? Transformation very long. The very first announcement of Jurong CBD, right, it's very first one, I do keep track, is back in 2008, right? 2008 PMD is the very first time that they came out and say that there's going to be a very big thing going on in Jurong, right? For now, it has already passed how many years? More than 10 years, 15 years, right? Now we're in 2023. So it's something like I shared with the same client last Sunday. Last Sunday, the client also mentioned the same thing. Wow, this transformation very long. Takes so long to do transformation. But in fact, if you look at Jurong 20 years ago and Jurong now, there is already some differences. The shopping malls is already there, hospital is already there, MND has already shifted their headquarters over there. There's a lot of new expansions of the ongoing business parks and all that. So there is already some form of improvement in terms of the retail options, in terms of livability. You look at the Jurong Lake Garden today, you go and if you have time, you go down to the Jurong Lake Garden, you can see that there is really a lot of jogging track, the largest skateboard park or something. They're going to shift the science center over there, introduce a new tourism hub over at that area, all in the planning of what's going to be coming in the future. But of course, Jurong being Jurong, it takes time. There's also going to be Tuas Megaport. There's also going to be Jurong Innovation District, right? Now, I sharing with the client, right, that they it's like Marvel phase 2, you know, Marvel movie, those who watch Marvel movie, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, so now we are in something like phase 2, phase 2 of the Jurong transformation, right, whereby there are more and more concrete plans, more and more detailed plannings that is being announced by the Singapore government. If you look at the newspaper for the past 1 to 2 weeks, you can see that there is really a lot of news coming up in what's going to be coming in Jurong area. Jurong Integrated Transport Hub is also going to be there, right? The further expansion of the southern part of where the previous Jurong Golf Course was. Fun fact, the HSR is the piece of land that is designated for HSR, right, is still there, but as of now, I look at the planning, right, they make it like a linear park, make it like a central park, meaning to say it's going to be a open space, it's going to be a park area. But if let's say our friendly neighbor up north in Malaysia, right, they finally going ahead with the HSR, then that area that is designated as a park space and greenery space, then there will be more and more transformation happening when the high-speed rail is going to be there, right? TR Ken, Jurong is not a good location. Yep, Jurong is not a good location. Please don't buy. Please give the chance to other people to buy. Okay, Jurong is not very convenient for a lot of people. JQ Residences, yeah, I'm talking about Jaden Keiko. For the past 2-3 minutes, I've been talking about Jaden, right? Jaden is the name of not JQ Residences, J apostrophe DEN. Right, Jaden is the name of this project that's going to be coming, right? So we can see the crowd over there in last Saturday. I rather buy Lentor. Yeah, Lentor is a new town also. Yeah, why not? If you want to buy Lentor, it's also a new township, private enclave area. It's gonna be more and more shopping mall coming up near to the TEL, right? North, that part of the area is very central, right? I think you can have a direct train from TL to Orchard, so it's not a bad buy also. How do you find Hillock Green PSF? I think it's attractive. Developer, it's this Yelot, United Engineer, something like that, right? The developer is a joint venture. I think three companies coming together, right? They are coming together to build this. It's also quite interestingly that this Hillock Green, right, has the best frontage to the park area, right? Bukit Panjang is a good location. Yeah, it is. Before the downtown line is up, right? The people who are staying in Bukit Panjang, they're all relying on um, bus and LRT, right? So once the downtown line is up, right, you can see the prices of that. Even the HDB over there, they also increased by 100 to 300,000. Some of the HDB there is just connected right to the MRT station. It's very interesting to see how the MRT effect is impacting the residents over there. I hope to get my queue number. Okay, submit your check already. Congratulations. You have to pray hard, depending on religion. Pray to your respective God, right, to ask for a very good queue number, right? Which bedroom size is attractive in terms of per square feet for Hullock Green? I think the three bedroom is very interesting. The three bedroom for Hullock Green, for that area, right? For Lentor in general, right? I would still think that is more ideal for family stay, right? If you are looking at Lentor in general, right? I would say that there's a lot more family profile that's going to be there. So if you are aiming the three bedroom, please go and buy the three bedroom over there. The one and two bedder probably not too recommending it. It seems like the thing is that the one bedroom over there, the demand maybe the Lentor Modern will be better bet if let's say you're aiming the one bedroom. Eric, seems a question. I may have missed it, or sometimes the TikTok block it. I have been realizing this as well. I think some of them they're telling me that they commented, but it's not appearing on my end. Please type in your question again if I miss your question or comment. Thank you very much. Because I do my best to answer every comment that I see on my end, right? Please type in your comment or your question again. So yeah, apologies if I have missed it out. Yeah. So if let's say today you are looking at projects that's upcoming, right? I think for the more of like a mass market point of purchase, right? Wharton is definitely a different league altogether lah. Wharton is 3 million and above. So Wharton House is going to be more targeting for the people who are buying for legacy, freehold, right? People who are staying around the Wharton estate, Hillcrest, right? People who wants to be maybe they buy for legacy planning for their next children, for their next generation, right? But for Jaden as well as for Hillock Green, the Lentor area, definitely most of the unit type we can get it below $3 million. So it's just a matter of which unit type that you want to go for. At the same time, also depending on your finances, depending on your budget that you can go for. A lot of times the people they come to do they come and view the properties and all that, right? They do not know that they actually have to make sure that their finances and loan has to be in place first, right? A lot of time they just think that, oh, I can just look at it and buy. But the fact of the matter is that if let's say for example you have an existing property, then if you need to sell it off first because you can't possibly you want to pay the second ABSD, right, as a Singaporean. So most of the time you need to plan ahead. You know that there's going to be upcoming launch happening soon. Then you got to make sure that you plan ahead by selling away your existing property so that your name is free up and you stand by to buy into the project that you're aiming for, right? Again, it also depends on your balloting luck, right? If let's say you can't get a good queue number, you missed out this good project, then you just got to aim for the next one, right? The important thing is to keep yourself vested into the market because we really do not know how the real estate prices is going to be like in 5 to 10 years time. A lot of people, in fact, earlier on, there's someone that told me that, oh, real estate market is already at all-time high. Doesn't make sense for me to go and buy it now. 5 years ago is also an all-time high. 10 years ago is also an all-time high. So there isn't the so-called correct timing, right? Most of the time you have to go in with a longer term horizon, right? You have to buy a property in Singapore context, right? Residential property, right? Is slow and steady game, right? It's something that if you believe in the overall growth of Singapore economy, if you believe that population growth is coming, right? If you believe that supply and demand is always not insufficient, right? Because of our increasing population and the housing shortage issue, right? You will see that more and more homes will be out in the market. But the thing is that with everybody buying at the same kind of price point, nobody will want to sell it at the loss, right? Like for example, today, 100 owners buy Jaden at 2002 per square feet together, right? All 100 owners, they buy at 2002 per square feet. 3 years later, 4 years later, how many people will want to sell it off at 2000 per square feet, right? Majority of them, they will try to price it at least 200, 300 per square feet higher, right? They want to so-called make a profit by holding on to the property and then sell it off to the next person who can't wait or don't want to wait, right? Then the first batch owners will be the ones that buy Jaden, and then they hold it during the construction period, right? They pay the progressive payment, and then they sell it off to the first batch of owners to either rent it out or to stay themselves, right? So yeah, thanks for the like, thanks for the share, right? If you're just come in, please feel free to follow my profile so that next time when I go into live, you can be notified, right? So I try to do the live every day, 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. If you have any questions, just feel free to drop in the comment. I'll do my best to answer your questions about real estate if you have any, right? If not, usually I'll just come on live and talk about what's happening in the market, do some market updates, do some news sharing, right? In terms of what's happening, right? So earlier on, I was talking about this newspaper article, right? Saying that this is actually published by Savills, right? The important paragraph that I want to highlight again or share again is that the newspaper article was saying that they are projecting that the residential rent could fall up to 5% with a ramp up in the supply. 17,000 private residential units are expected to complete in 2023 and 9,875 units are expected to complete in 2024, right? So this is something that I would like to share with people, especially today you are a landlord yourself. You need to make sure you know what's going on in the market so that you can get prepared in advance, right? If let's say your renewal is coming up soon, you really want to hold down to the existing tenant to make sure that the tenant don't run away, right? If let's say it's a good paying tenant, maybe just readjust the rates not too far off, because let's face it that the rental market is getting more and more options, especially for the tenants, right? Tenants, they are slowly getting back their bargaining power, right? Landlords in the past, because of post-COVID, there is a housing shortage, right? So landlord can increase the price crazily, but now the tide has already shifted. It's no longer the case. There are a lot of units coming up in the market. 17,000 private residential units in 2023, 9,875 units in 2024. So whenever there is large supply of completed units into the market, there will be implication, right? Rental prices will not be increasing that high anymore. They will stabilize, or in fact some will even drop depending on project, depending on location, right? Likewise, when the rental prices drop, it will also affect the resale price of that project as well. So investors are also thinking of whether it makes sense to buy into this property anymore. They would want to shift their focus to look at other projects as well, right? Another paragraph that is actually mentioned by Paul Tostevin, right? I don't know whether I pronounced this guy's names properly. He's saying that with inflation seem to have peaked and some possible rate cuts starting in the US next year, right? So this is a very key thing that I highlighted and share it with people that is in my circle, right? I'm talking about that if let's say there is adjustment in terms of the interest rate next year, we will really start to see that the buying demand will be starting to come back in next year, right? Hopefully this is what's going to happen in the future, whereby if let's say we see adjustment or rate cuts happening in the US market, it will also means that the Singapore interest rate will start to drop as well, and then that's where that we will see that the buyers will start to come in to the market as well. If they think that the bank interest rate is low enough, or they find that the installment is manageable enough, then they will start to come into the market again, right? That's what I am thinking about the market in general, right? What other comments or what other news is there over there? Just feel free to type it in, right? Did I miss any of your comments or questions? Just feel free to type. I think just in case I missed it, or just in case that I'm not seeing it over at my end, just re-type your comment or question, because I would never want to avoid your missed out your comments lah, right? If never get good Q number for Jaden and Hillock, what projects do you think is the next good opportunity? Wait for quarter one. I think next year quarter one, Sora is coming up. Hopefully, I don't know how much Sora is going to price at. Sora is the plot that is next to Lake Garden, right? Sora, the developer bought that piece of land about $100 cheaper in comparison to Lake Garden. There could be a possibility that they may launch it very attractively, right? If not next quarter one, what else is there? We can also wait for the CBD or the central area. Peace Center is coming up. Hopefully the price is sweet. I think if the developer wants to price it below 3,000 per square feet, maybe at 2,627 is possible, right? Then if let's say you want to aim Marina area, there are a few good plots coming out as well, like Marina View Residences. That one is just right next to the MRT station, so that one same thing as well. If the developer can price it low, 2007 2008 possible, right? Hopefully that will be a very good price for people to come into the market, right? CCR seems like a good buy now. Yes, actually with the with the potential of repricing, that means to say we have to accept that CCR is always CCR. We have to accept that CBD will always be CBD, right? It's a bit no logic that CCR or CBD, right, is priced lower than RCR or OCR, as in rest on central region or outside central region. Because today, if let's say for example Jurong is at 4,000 per square feet, right? If just show you a scenario, if Jurong is at 4,000 per square feet, Orchard is at 3,000 per square feet, where will you stay? Definitely you're going to stay Orchard, right? By logic, by common sense, the 3,000 per square feet seems to be much more worthy to buy, because we have to understand that central projects will also always be central project. The price disparity cannot be too far off. There's always going to be returning back to average norm, or middle average. Right? Do you think the one Lorong Toa Payoh could be a good buy? Depending on the price point as well, because end of the day, if let's say the price point is not high, if let's say the bidding result is not high, then the developer could have sell the piece of project at a very sweet price. I'm expecting that it's going to be depending on the bidding lah. But I think that plot, right, if the developer were to sell it, it could be priced at 2,004, 2,005 per square feet for the Lorong 1 Toa Payoh. Because if you look at Gem Residences, that was the last project that was being launched in Toa Payoh quite some time ago already. So in the whole of Toa Payoh area, right, there's no new projects coming up in the nearby vicinity. The closest that I can think of is probably Japescape, but it's more towards like Marymount, Bishan area. It's not exactly Toa Payoh, right? So that area, if let's say developer were to bid at competitively priced, I am hoping that developers go easy on it lah, don't overbid, right? Then hopefully there's still some buffer for them to price it sweetly, right? Any thoughts on Coco Palms? Yeah, Coco Palms is an interesting project. I got some of my agent friends, they bought that project very near to MRT. In fact, one is the only project that is connected to the Pasir Ris MRT by one of the exit point. Fun fact, the developer owned that whole piece of land, right? So at the point of time when they sell Pasir Ris, right, they sell the further away from MRT one. Then the Coco Palms is I think it's the last project that's launching that they were sold over there, right? And people who knows lah that when they are buying it, right? They are buying, I think, a remaining lease of 85 years, right? So very interesting lah. But at the end of the day, people still buying because the runway is still there. So the building age is still young, but the lease of the land is actually starting from 85 years remaining. So that's something that very interesting to see what will happen in the future, how buyer will perceive the land value, right? At 2004 per square feet, would it be a good price? I think it's still alright, because if you look at the whole of Singapore market, the bidding result for Champions Way, the plot in Woodland, right, is already going to be minimally like 1750 per square feet to 1009, with the possibility of even at 2000 per square feet. So if let's say Woodlands Champions Way, it's close to 2000 per square feet, Toa Payoh 2324, I think logical, right? I think it's still worth it to buy into lah, in that sense. So you have to look at the whole of Singapore as a comparison. If you look at the whole of Singapore, even places like, for example, Pine Tree Hill Residences, I always take this as a point of reference. 99-year lease. The only so-called saving grace for this project is that it's within 1 kilometer of Henry Park Primary. So it has a very strong impact from families, demand from families who are aiming the primary school over there, right? So of course the location itself is a private enclave. It's not exactly walking distance to Clementi MRT or Dover MRT, but on the map it seems like it's near, but it's not exactly near. People who are staying over there, they rely on the bus services. They need to take the bus to city area, right? So it's in between 3 MRT, actually 4. It's not in between. It's near to 4 MRT station. If you talk about Pine Tree Hill, it's near to Hollandville, it's near to Clementi, it's near to Dover. It's also near to the upcoming future Maju MRT. So that is part of the Cross Island Line that's coming up in the future. Actually, JSK a good buy today. I saw the prices quite attractive, even though it's resale. Sub-sale market now is very interesting, because if let's say if you use a comparison, right, sub-sale versus some of the projects that's launching right now, right, you can see that sub-sale market, like for example Treasure, right, I got a client who will bring I got a teammate who brought his client to go and buy Treasure. He was telling me that, hey, in today's market, 3-bedroom below 1.5 mil, where else can you get? Nowhere else really, only Treasure and Tampines, which is true. Because if you look at the whole quantum point of view, right, if you want to buy a 3-bedder below 1.5 mil, brand new unit, that means nobody stay before one, then probably Treasure is the only one that you can find options, right? Good evening, welcome, help, like and share, thank you very much. Those who have not followed, please follow, thank you very much. I'll try to come on live every day 10 p.m. to 11:30 if I can. Any listing you have now that you recommend? Sub-sale market is interesting. Okay, now those people who find the new launch market per square feet is high, right? Those who find that the disparity is huge, right? Then you can aim the recently MOPEC. That's one avenue that you can look at. Another one will be the sub-sale unit, right? There's already a lot of sub-sale coming up that you can go and source around, go and find some good deals, potential good deals that is going to be there. Treasure and Japanese, Affinity, Riverfront, Florence Residences, Japescape, Avenue South, Normanton Park. There's really a lot. So the sellers there, especially those that are more motivated one, they will definitely want to price it attractively, so that they will want to sell it off lah. Some people they are buying with the intention to sell off at TOP one. So if let's say their expected profit range is not that high, then they will just want to sell it off and move on already. To them, there's no emotion. There's just totally rational, totally logical. They just get the key, sell it off, then they just move on to their next investment, right? So if you're aiming for somewhat good deals, either for yourself to stay or either for yourself to rent it out to the first tenant, right, then you can possibly look at the sub-sale market. Or if you want some of the lower price point, below 1.6 mil 3-bedder, maybe you can look at the just recently MOPEC. Some of them the size is still good, like probably Brownstone, Visionaire, right? Some of these Park Life, another EC that's reaching 5 MOP. Some of these ECs, right, they are 3-bedroom. The quantum price is actually quite attractive for you to consider. But again, do take note that you're buying in as a second owner. You're not the first owner. The first batch of owners, no matter what, they have already made their profit. They took the risk. They took the they buy during the uncertainty, right? 3 years ago, 4 years ago, right? Nobody knows what's going to happen. They took the risk to go into the market, so they should be rewarded for their bravery, right? And holding, right? When they hold for you, while you just buy from them when the thing is ready, you gotta give them some premium, right? How comes they low? What do you mean? Sorry, maybe you retype that because I was just reading the comments. Does MOP EC still have potential appreciation? Example, so acres. Why not? If you, let's say you're entering at one of the if you're entering one of the earlier batch, because when we see the MOP peak, right, usually the first year there'll be a lot of owners that try to sell attractively. Some people they can't wait to leave as in LEAVE, not LIVE. Some owners they can't wait to sell away their project lah. Put it this way, some owners they maybe when they buy they are very happy. They thought that hey, this is a location that they planning to stay forever, but once they stay in there, they find that hey, maybe it's not up to my expectation, up to my preference. I don't like staying in this location. Like for example, those people who buy, for example, no no throwing of bad thing, not trying to say not so good about particular estate lah. For example, okay, just say Pulau Ubin. For example, I buy a EC in Pulau Ubin, then after I stay in Pulau Ubin, I find that, wait, this is not what I imagined. Wow, everything is so inconvenient. I don't like the vibe here. I don't like the environment here. My next door neighbor giving me a lot of problems. I can't wait to sell. So EC, there's no way that you can sell before 5 years. So no matter what, you're going to stuck there for 5 years, right? So once it's 5 years, we will always see a percentage of owners, they can't wait to just get rid of their property and go, right? Of course, we try to target the right entry price, right? The 5th year mark to the 10-year mark, possibly there is also a uptick because 5th year mark only Singaporeans and PR can buy. Then the 10-year mark the foreigners can buy. But now with the ABSD of 60%, actually makes no much diff lah. But over time, if you look at how the condo is being managed, if it's still attractive for homeowners, if the price point is still sweet, right, overall market is still going up, there will still be some appreciation. Like for example, Asperina is also EC, right, there is also upside even for the second batch of owners who come in, right? So you also look at different other factors like whether or not there's upcoming new malls, new MRT that's coming up. So the appreciation will come in other forms, like other factors that's impacting the location, right? It's not a good thing, or it's not right to give a blanket yes or no answer to say that, oh, all MOPEC cannot make money because first owner already make money. So we can't say it like a general statement lah. Right? Can you repeat the list again? What list? TOP list. Normanton Park, Japesgate, Affinity, Avenue South. Well, okay, I'll drop the list in my Telegram. I'll drop the completed list in my Telegram. So those who know my Telegram link can help me type in the comment, right? Like people who buy, okay, yeah. yes, okay. I can't comment too much about that particular EC. For low price GRS purchase, does it mean that low price? Not exactly true. 狮子, wow, your name very special. Still got a lot of weird symbol. The fact is that developer buy or bid that piece of land cheap, right, doesn't mean they will sell cheap in the future. Same thing, the owners who bought their condo cheap in the past doesn't mean that they will sell cheap in the future, right? So you always think of a developer as a seller. They also got logical thinking one. It does. If let's say today I go and bid a land, right, I am participating in the competitive business, right? So I want to make sure that I have good profit margin. I also need to account for risk in the market. I also need to make sure that all my overheads, all my expenses are calculated properly, right? A lot of feedback from the developers these few years, right? This especially this past 3 to 4 years, right? Is that they're saying that the profit margin is very thin, right? So they don't find it as lucrative as before to do property development, right? Of course, yes or not, we are not so sure lah, but in comparison to the past, in the past, whereby the regulations is not that much, sometimes some developments, they can even make 40%, 50% profit margin, right? Just by timing the purchase of the land properly and then selling it at a good market, right? Sometimes we will even see them having a profit margin of 40%, 50%. So that kind of concept is that, like for example, today I buy my whole project expense lah. That means my land costs, my professional fees, my building, everything, total is 100 million, right? Then I am able to sell off everything, and I make 140 million. Then my 40 million is my profit, right? So 40 million is 40%, no, right? So is a huge sum of money, right? Treasure, you mean okay, I try to put it into where is the comment, try to type the comment. t.me slash hopefully you all can see, because been receiving feedback that I can't see some of your comments on my end. If I missed out any of your comments or question, right, just type in again, right? Apologies in advance if let's say any of you I don't reply to your comment or question, because I'm doing my best to read through everything, make sure I don't miss out anything. What they trying to do? Asia Deal, what they trying to do? This question is about what? Maybe you can help me retype again. Actually, with the new Tampines EC projected to launch at 1.4 to 1.5, isn't Treasure any much better? Likewise, if you look at like for example, I use the most recent EC Altura over at Bukit Batok West Avenue 8. Altura, the average price is already selling at 1450 per square feet. If you top up $100, $150, you can buy LeQuest some more mixed development, right? LeQuest, I think you can buy at the point of time lah, right? 1550, 1600. So in that logic, right, isn't it makes more sense that I go and buy a private condo? But we have to understand that for EC, right, we are always comparing new versus new. Like for example, in the new project scene right now, right, if you are buying a EC at 1450, the cheapest nearest comparison I can think of is the Mist, right? The Mist is already selling at 2001 per square feet. So we are already buying at a discounted price of $500 per square feet. So likewise, if you see the performance of like the views in Sengkang, same thing also. Last time, they were selling about 700 per square feet for EC, right? I know it's very cheap, but now the time is already over. $700 per square feet for the views, where you can top up $150, you can buy Compass Height, right? Compass Height, some more is integrated, above Sengkang MRT. But fast forward today, you look at the profit jump in terms of the views EC as well as Compass Height. The owners, I mean the first batch of buyers who go and buy the views, really make a very good fortune, right? For those people who really, just think that, okay, I top up $100, $150, I go and buy private, like for example, Compass Height. Then they realize that, how come my capital upside is not that much? We have to understand there is always this effect of TOP effect, MOP effect. The buyers originally who bought in, right, they are under a very strict eligibility, very strict requirements. So they got the income cap, they got the family nucleus and all these kind of things. They need to hold via MOP before they can sell it on the open market, right? So if they can only sell at the point of time, there will be a surge, right? Like what's happening now in Visionaire, like now what's happening in Brownstone. You can see how much the first batch of owners bought during last time. Brownstone is damn cheap, last time when they bought, but now the resale market is different already, right? Now less than 1 mil still can buy new condo. I don't think so, Daniel. Less than 1 mil, not many options really. Even the smaller apartments project, that kind of project, I think 980,000. I think taken up already. I think it's a project in District 14. District 14 is Aljunied Geylang that side lah. So even I think no more already. Less than 1 mil, you can't buy anything in the new project nowadays, right? Cheapest 1 bedroom, I think 1.1 something already. Agents fake advertising. What thing fake advertising? I don't understand. The Miss later got ghost. How come got ghost? Why you say the Miss got ghost? Don't have more Asian bombs. Very good already. Oh, you're all talking about the bomb site discovery for the Miss. Yeah, so the Miss they discover a bomb relic. So agent talk, we all say that that place is a 福地. That means they say in Chinese, if you don't understand Chinese, I try my best to translate later. They say 炸弹炸下来都没有爆炸 so 是一个福地 so it's a land of peace lah. So there's a land of protection because even the bomb drop they also never exploded. So it's a very it's a very good land for prosperity and peace and protection so that project can buy lah. But of course this is sales stock, right? 1.7 mil budget for 3 bedroom investment unit possible. New launch resale, but yeah, possible. The Miss I think still have the 1.7 mil. I think you can find the Miss, right? 3 bedroom, I think Arden also can buy. Arden you still can find a 3 bedroom at 1.7 mil. Maybe if let's say this budget, you may want to try to aim the 2 plus study for other new project, right? How long have you been agent? Since November 2010. I've been in the real estate industry already, right? Can share with us the struggles you face as being a single father. Hey, who tell you I'm a single father? I'm not a single father. Hello, I'm married, happily married with 2 kids. My wife's still around. Why you say I'm a single father? Funny. Resale condo cheapest, how much can get? You're talking about 3 bedroom, 2 bedroom. It also depends on location, depending on age, right? If let's say if let's say today you look at some of the older project, maybe even like Admiralty Woodlands area, smallest and cheapest. Smaller is 600k plus 1 bedder. You can find I think Geylang still have a lot, 600 plus k 1 bedroom or studio unit, those small one 398 square feet, 420 square feet, 600k plus there about, you still can find. Kovan there's some small apartments there about. Should I sell my Sky Oasis 5 room once I MOP? I will always advocate before you sell, you must know what you want to buy next. You don't anyhow sell, because if let's say you just blindly sell because everybody is selling, then you do not know what to do next with your money, then that's not a very good plan. If you do not have a concrete plan, then you just do monkey see monkey do, right? Then it's not a very good mindset also 600k but the location is 3. Daniel, Chinese 一分钱一分货, right? There is a reason why that project is commanding at this price, right? So if let's say project that they are selling at that kind of price, why the price stays stagnant for so long? There's always a reason. The reason is for you to find out. You go and buy already, then you let me know, okay? Next time you need my help to sell, let me know. I'll do my very best to help you sell at a good price. But when you buy, before you buy, you must do the research and do homework properly Don't anyhow buy because our bullet is also limited You buy, you must how do I put it you it's easy to anyhow buy, but it's difficult to sell with good profit. In the layman terms it's easy to anyhow buy. Anybody got money can anyhow buy already, but you want to sell with good profit in the future, that is the challenging part. Can share with us your property journey. Property agent like that I mean working since November 2010, right? Trying to talk to as many home sellers as I can, try to talk to as many home buyers as I can, serve them properly, make sure that their portfolio is growing steadily. Then they will try to come back to me, refer their trusted friends, their friends and family to me, right? Then from there I'll help them to grow their wealth together that is how I operate my things, right? As a newbie Nowadays you see the property market is so much evolved, right? It's a newbie coming in, you have to work extra hard because a lot of competition out there, social media, everybody is blasting a lot of ads every day everywhere, so you really need to be not just faster, better, stronger. Is the era of like faster, better, stronger is like over already. I think it's more of like differentiating lah, because people are always talking about how different you are, how interesting you can be, that kind of thing. Can ask if you also famous want to oh lah, where got famous. Hello, 狮子 you say I famous, I only got 1,005 follower only. You see all the so-called more famous one they got 30 over thousand If they got time, I sure have time. It's all about bandwidth lah. It's about how we manage our time lah, right? It's all about how we schedule things properly. Like my TikTok, I schedule it 10 p.m. onwards because typically 10 p.m. onwards my appointments all that don't have already mah. But last few days I was damn tired over at Jaden so I didn't come on live for, I think I missed 3 or 4 days I think I missed 3 or 4 days because wow, the got one whole day I keep talking until my energy, my battery flat already. So I think I come on TikTok live I also cannot talk properly Got any property agent live in GCB? Got a lot of old timer. Okay, actually the real estate industry is quite interesting. Those old timer, I call the old timer those people who that are my parents' generation those who really know the ins and outs of the real estate industry, and they make damn lot of money because, put it this way last time there's not so much of regulations so they can do more things because this is a public forum I cannot say it too specifically. They can do more interesting things, they can do more funny things, then they are making a lot of money, right? So GCB, I'm very sure there are property agents that make it big staying in the GCB. Obviously maybe when they make their first pot of gold, they go into other things like for example property development, for example they're setting up an agency, right? So they stay in GCB, sure have one it's just that I don't know exactly who but I'm very sure there is one, right? Which landed property or potential for growth? Landed property it there's a lot of factors there, because for landed houses it's not as straightforward like HDB or condo, because landed property you have to use a more like a cost-based approach, like for example what is the A&A cost, how much is the land cost that you're buying in, how much people has been buying in the same street, whether that piece of land is elevated, whether that land is flood prone area. So landed property is very difficult to give a give a very yes no blanket answer, because too many factors in place already. It's not like condo HDB, you say growth zone is in west now, so you go and buy condo in west, generally you're okay because Jurong CBD is coming, that kind of thing. So landed property is the rich people who are established in their life, then they want to buy something either for legacy planning or either for just to establish themselves in the affluent market right? What's of view of the park at West Coast? The park is freehold, right? If I remember it correctly, the park is a freehold. The time I got a client, I was searching for some freehold properties along the West Coast area. So I think Clementi Woods was one of the one that shortlist. In general speaking, if let's say the overall project is still well maintained, right? Freehold, you don't have to worry about the lease decay. So generally speaking, is still okay, right? Generally it's still okay if let's say you go and buy a freehold. But the caveat, the thing is that the issue is that you need to make sure that the overall condo still has the appeal in the sense whereby homeowners still want to stay, tenants still want to stay, you are still able to draw in the crowd. Then that's where the value is still there. You are not considered old timer. Somewhat I started young so 35 this year, started to November 2010. Yeah, that's why my real estate license is the R01 something so very interesting. but being long in the industry doesn't mean that you make a lot of money. Experience doesn't translate to money making skills, right? Some agents, they coming in with a lot of marketing bullet, a lot of strong connection and background. They come into the market, 1 year they can hit 500,000, 600,000 because of the strong connections that they have, right? So yeah lah, I maybe I can consider myself as more of the 刻苦耐劳型 the hardworking type one okay lah, my time will come lah. I don't need to worry too much. My time will come. Don't worry. Yeah lah, already 老油条 lah. They say they say what 油条 is 油条 in Chinese, those stick 老油条 old those stick already. Is it right time to work as a it depends on your objective. If let's say you're coming in to do part-time, if my advice is that if let's say you're unsure of this move, right, then you keep your existing job first, then you try out doing part-time, tag along some of the seniors to get a feel of what's happening in this industry. It's not an industry that is suitable for everyone, because like I mentioned again, this industry, you need a lot of self-discipline. You need to be very independent. You need to be self-driven. You cannot just thinking of how to slack the easy way out every day, because difficult to make money if you have this kind of thinking. Because as a self-employed, everything is on your own, right? You don't have a basic salary. Everything is 100% com base, right? Clementi Woods is leasehold. Oh, is it? Yeah, maybe I mixed it up. Yeah. Thoughts on treasure at Tampines? Depending on the units that you are aiming at, I think it's sub-sale right now. There's a lot of units that you can choose from. The 2-bedder, 1-bedder, 3-bedder. But interestingly, the 3-bedder rental, the rental, I mean, all these are feedback from the agents there lah. The 3-bedroom rental seems not as fast moving as the 2-bedroom rental over there at Treasure Tampines, right? Any upcoming condo projects with good capital appreciation to keep a lookout. Right now in the market there is Jaden, Casper Lim. Jaden is launching, right? Jurong CBD, second CBD is happening. If you like the new township concept over at Lentor, Hillock Green is launching, right? I think if let's say you are buying a 3-bedder, Hillock Green, that side interesting because below 2,000 per square feet in the market. I think if you want to find something decent that is still considered a private condo, right, you can explore Lentor market, right? Of course, if let's say you want to buy resale, then we need to do more homework. So I have a list of checklist to go through before we select any resale condos or units. Right, Daniel, do you consider more freehold apartment a good investment? Okay, this topic has been, I think you're not the first person and you'll not be the last person to ask, Stanley. Right, small freehold apartments, right, I'm talking about those that is less than 60 units, less than 100 units. This kind of apartments, right, the problem is you are buying it, you come in as a buyer, right? If let's say there is no recent transaction, right, you can't give it a very accurate value or assessment of what's the correct price to buy in. So that is the issue. Then let's say if you buy, for example, everything the same, side by side, the 99-year leasehold selling at 1,006 per square feet, then this freehold one selling at 1,005, then you think, stupid, right? If I go and pay 1,006 per square feet for 99-year leasehold, might as well I pay 1,005 freehold. Then you think of this manner, okay, you go in and buy the small freehold apartment. 10 years later, interestingly, some of the 99-year leasehold, right, the growth rate is actually higher than this kind of a freehold apartment. Then you may find that, how come it doesn't make sense for me to hold on to this freehold apartment? By logic, everything should go in tandem, right? But if you look at some of the freehold apartments, like for example, I give you some areas to study and look at, the Logurau, Kovan, Serangoon, even some parts of maybe like Geylang. Not talking about the red light district lah. The further down eastward towards the Paya Lebar MRT, the side, you see a lot of this kind of small freehold apartments, right? The tendency is that the growth rate may not be as exciting as compared to the 99-year leasehold counterpart. But of course, the land size must be huge, because seldom we see small 99-year small apartment. Seldom we see lah, put it this way. So that is the issue over here, right? Jaden 100% sold within weeks lah. Don't need to see. Yeah, depending on balloting luck. Because I was sharing. You see the background picture. Damn crowded. Right, first weekend, first day, not first weekend. First day, 7,000 people go and check it out already. If the developer priced it right, highly likely it's gonna be a 1 day sell project lah. Hi John, can I skip condo and go for small landed if I have liquidity? Looking at income. Yeah, why not, Drew? This one, depending on your status in life. If let's say you have the funding on hand, you don't want to go to condo, you can go to a small landed, then why not? But again, landed property, you need to study carefully lah, right? If let's say the area that you're aiming, you need to check your objective, why you're buying over there, because of the kids, because stay near your parents, right? You have to study all your angles properly lah, right? Condo landed different ball game, but end of the day it depends on your objective. What is the purchase for? I always use this analogy lah, right? What is the best vehicle, Ferrari or van, right? Then people always say, wow, Ferrari is the best vehicle, but wrong leh. Ferrari can only put 2 person. If I, let's say I want to carry goods, I want to deliver tons of boxes, then I want to use a van one. So I mean, just something that is very layman and simple lah. So it depends on the objective. It doesn't matter that landed is good, or doesn't say that doesn't mean that condo is good. It depends on objective. What are you aiming for that property purchase? How about buying property in JB? Is it worth it to buy now? Uh, okay, for overseas, I really didn't study as in-depth as compared to Singapore. Generally speaking, I do not want to say bad, because some property agents, they go and say, wow, don't buy overseas, don't buy overseas. But actually, people do make money from overseas. Some people make money in UK, some people make money in Malaysia, some people make money in Australia. So every market, there are winners and losers one. But we are coming in as a foreigner. So we have to study our differences. Like if let's say me as a foreigner participating in the property market, what is the disadvantage that I have? Definitely there is some laws and tax to protect the local one. So you have to make sure that you understand what's going on before you do the purchase, right? JB side, I think hopefully lah, because now the currency is at, I think last I saw the news is at 3.5, right? So you as a Singaporean buying JB property, it seems like, wow, it's easy to buy in as a Singaporean. But you have to think that a few things lah. Me as a foreigner going to JB to buy, right? Then what is my disadvantage as a foreigner versus a local? Then secondly, currency risk. If let's say 10 years later I want to cash out, I want to take my money back to Singapore, will it be $1 to $4, or will it be 1 to 4.5? Then you lose in the currency already, right? So even if you make property gains in the property price, but you lose in the currency depreciation, then you also lose, right? I mean, these are just concerns. These are some just thoughts that you have to think about. But overall, if let's say, if you really want to retire over there, this one I also share with one of my senior client one time. I say, hey, John, I just want to retire in JB. Then he was telling me this plan. He say, JB, that side, he's quite well versed there lah. He's telling me that as Singaporean, we try not to go and buy there. He say, just rent forever. Every 2 years, change house. Every 2 years, there's going to be a new project coming up. So every 2 years, just go and stay in a brand new condo lor. He's telling me this concept lah. They say, hey, good idea. Quite interesting to hear this perspective from him, right? Then he got 2 or 3 properties all fully rented out in Singapore already, and it's all fully paid already. So lifestyle arbitrage, this concept, lifestyle arbitrage for him, 2 or 3 properties fully paid, fully rent out. Then he and his wife staying almost permanently in Malaysia. Then they just rent everywhere they go, they rent right? Talking about Geylang Bank loan, okay. In the Geylang context, right, the lorong, even number lorongs, especially the lorong 2 to 22, they are the red light district. The local banks, they are not giving out loans over there. So once your property has this Geylang address in it, right, some banks are very sensitive. So you can only take loans from finance company like Hong Leong Finance, Singapura Finance, that kind of thing lah. Right, so at the same time, if you can buy it with the finance company, next time when you sell, same thing, your buyer also cannot take loans from local bank. If you, let's say you want to touch Geylang area, right, try to go towards the maybe 26, 28 lorong and beyond. That means 26 upwards. 30 something is nearer to the Paya Lebar side already. You see, like Water Arena, Freehold, all that is still doing well, right? So it depends on which lorong. So I think Maybank is still quite okay with it. So you have to check carefully before you buy the properties over there. But to be honest, if Jayden average 2.4 per square feet, really SSD people going to pay 2.8 per square feet for Jurong? It's really hard to say, Gabriel. This one is really hard to say. It really depends on how the market. 10 years ago, I also don't believe that EC today can sell 1,004, 1,005 per square feet. It's a bit crazy, right? So when Piedmont Grand, the very first project that crossed 1,000 per square feet, I was already like, oh my god, EC, because I'm belonging to the era that to me EC should be about 700, 800 per square feet. So when Piedmont Grand, the first EC that crossed 1,000 per square feet, I was thinking like, wow, 1,000 per square feet for EC, crazy man, who's gonna buy? But the fact of the matter is that it's still very strong sales. Then now Altura already averaging 1,450 per square feet, right? Then the next plot even higher, right? We see record breaking prices in EC happening. So if you are saying that now Jayden 2.3, 2.4 per square feet is high, wait lah, one fine day when EC is 2,000 per square feet. This is how it goes. JB, it depends on whether you're Malaysian or Singapore. If Singaporean, you also have exchange rate. Yes, correct. Just now I was talking about the currency risk. Is there any pros and cons being a real estate agent? Oh, you're interested in becoming an agent, is it? Okay, please PM me. I share with you some statistics about becoming agent. The greatest risk is that you're on your own. You don't have basic pay. So you need to be very highly driven to do things, right? If not, you're gonna die terribly in this industry, right? Maybe buying is easy, selling takes time. Maybe take 1 or 2 years to, yeah, correct. Robin Hood. Robin Hood. Seems like you are speaking from experience. Maybe you want to comment more. You share with us your experiences of buying JB properties if you like to. Hello, boss. Hello, Melvin. Hello. Good evening. JB, go buy Forest City, confirm bit what? Sure or not, Gabriel? You check out the documentary. I think YouTube, there is some people doing documentary for Forest City. Someone take video of the place. The whole apartment. Wow, nobody go and take good care of it. The whole place look quite run down. Can go and Google some of the videos. I think YouTube can find a lot. Forest City. So what until the condo become okay? You are trying to be sarcastic. I thought you are saying that Forest City can really make money. Do you feel prepping up your property will help increase? You're talking about home staging, Stanley, right? Prepping up your property. Yes, perceived value is always help in terms of creating a good first impression to sell your property, right? I will also do this whenever I try to sell my client's property. Right, the first impression is very important. The marketing materials, the photos that we use, the videos that we put it up online, it will give a very huge difference for people who are looking at properties. Because if let's say their first impression of the house is not good, right, then the perceived value is bad, then likelihood is that their offer price will also be low right, so to speak. Where got good property to buy? Hypermart. Yeah. Wait, I lose some of the comments. I'm not property agent, must ask John. Yeah, sometimes you all have better lobang than me. It's hard to say one. Right? Sometimes maybe you know of some tauke, some boss, they sell cheap. Then you are the first, you are the insider. So maybe you can even have good deal, better than us. If someone buy a condo using full cash without selling a previous property, does it raise a red flag? Full cash, usually we will do the checklist So if let's say for property agents, we have a checklist that we need to complete, right? If anyone that is buying or even renting at full cash, then we need to highlight. But all this thing is depending on what's going on, right, in the market. I wish I can buy EC but income too high. Pray they raise income ceiling. sandwich of the sandwich class lah. So the true sandwich, the Gabriel is belonging to the true sandwich class. The real sandwich class is those people that wish to buy EC but cannot buy because the income too high, right? And so these are the real sandwich class people. When agents always say high but can go higher, what thing? What go higher? Not sure what you are talking about, but always say high but can go high. Market price market price hard to say lah. It depends on market sentiment also. Lawrence Wong, I'm not Lawrence Wong lah. Hello, Armin. Okay, any comments? Country Garden Dengar Bay JB almost sold out because of RTS. Yeah, if you buy because of RTS, I think another project is just beside the RTS. I think it's what, Princess Cove. I don't know, because I'm not very familiar with the JB market, to be honest. I never study that area in depth, but I do have clients who own multiple properties in JB lah. So they were telling me how they spruce up the place, then they rent it out. Interestingly, I was listening to their sharing, right? Interestingly, they're saying that quite a number of them are Malaysians, right, who are working in Singapore. Then they just rent a small condo unit in JB. Then every day they cross the custom from there lah, right? You can consider HDB resale, right? Yeah. Oh, income over short can only buy condo or HDB resale lor. Right? HDB resale, there's no income cap. Do you need to do small reno or buy furniture to do staging? How much do you expect to spend? It depends. If let's say the house is already very nice, then sometimes we just bring in some decorative item to do dressing up lah. What I call dressing up lah. Dressing up to make it nice, right? If let's say the house is really, really, really bad then I will do other magic tricks lah. I'll do some other marketing tools that I have to market the property properly lah. Put it this way. So there's no how do I put it? There's no perfect way of marketing the house. Every house is different, right? Maybe save money for 10 years, then buy landed. Save is very slow lah. Because after observations of so many what's that called? After observation from so many clients, right? The speed of saving is usually slower than the property price increase. I mean, this is just sharing lah. If you want to save up to buy property it's going to be more challenging lah. So as much as possible, if you can, just buy the right property, right? Then let the property grow in tandem of the economy, in tandem of the inflation, right? I always share this saying the only way to beat inflation is to become inflation, right? So property is the best hedge against inflation. The only way to beat inflation is to become inflation, right? Princess Cove price increase on phase 2. It's always like that lah. Phase 1 very cheap, phase 2 more expensive, phase 3 super expensive. Then people who buy the last phase 1 pay the highest. It's always like that. Singapore context also the same. The earlier people who buy cheaper. The people who buy in later, they buy more expensive because the developer increased price already, right? So usually it's the case lah. But depending on how the market is performing, some projects, of course I remember like Panorama in Ang Mo Kio, Sky Habitat in Bishan, even Affinity, right, in Serangoon. The first batch they buy more expensive than the second batch, right? So there are circumstances whereby project launch, then there is some shift in the market sentiment, right, or there's some shift in the market fundamentals, right? Developers, they can decrease price, and then no choice the first batch of owners, they suck thumb lor. They got no choice because they already buy they already exercise the deal. Your marketing tools is only do 3D. I got 3D, a lot of things there. We can do a lot of interesting things nowadays. Technology, we can do a lot of digital makeover and all that. When I nearing MOP, then contact you. Okay lah, no problem. You know where to find me. Just follow me. Now still too early to say. No problem. the market is very open, right? If you want to find other people, I'm also happy, right? Is now if you want to find, if your HDB estate nearing MOP, sure will have agent come and knock your door one then you go and listen to their pitch see how they can help you, that kind of thing. Why so few fat agent? They run here, run there, exercise. I know of a lot of fat agent, Daniel. I know of a lot of fat agent. Myself actually I considered fat right? I also got a very big belly, right? Fat agent have lah. Maybe you never meet lah. Maybe your the one that you know all is just nice. The ones that you know is all on the slimmer side. Right. Any comments that I missed out or any questions that I didn't reply, just feel free to type it in. Right, 3 years to MOP, but every week got prom next, especially. They so early come and start to do prospecting already. So early start to come and do some sharing session. Good, good, very good. If you are me and can buy EC, do you think I should buy North Gaia or Tampines EC Parcel B? 3-bedroom maybe I'll wait Tampines lah. Tampines the area I got more feel I mean personal opinions personal preference right? North Gaia, not say that it's not good but people who BTO or they buy EC in Yishun, generally after staying 5 to 10 years, they may want to exit and go other location already, right? I mean this is just based on my personal preference. Don't flame me don't take things out of concept, because now digital space I'm very scared. Some people just cut and just trim the portion that I say and then say, wow, this John anyhow say things. Property agent very easy to get flag one so don't take things out of context. But if I were you, Stanley, I would probably wait for the Tampines EC, even though it's at a higher price. But in general speaking, Tampines is a much more high demand estate put it this way. If I buy District 9, 99 years 15-0, would there be the exit strategy? 99 years 15-year-old, I will have to study exactly which project I can't give you yes no answer. District 9, 99 years Martin Modern I don't know which project you're referring to, right? There are still comparison one. I mean within the project itself, there is also some things that we can study or analyze, right? Cause Queenstown, BTO, go Tampines no Gaia so long never launch. How to tell if an agent is strong in negotiating? You try negotiating with him Daniel. You try negotiating the his commission with him, right? Then you will know how strong he's good at negotiating. If an agent is not strong in negotiating their own commission which is their rice bowl then you will know how strong or weak he is to negotiate for your deal right? If not, wait for the Senja one. That one confirm big hot. Senja EC, Senja EC, this one also quite exciting. Orchard Suites. Orchard Suites. Let me do some searching now. Can you see my comment, Jam? Yes, Jam, I can see your comment. Did you type anything before that? Cause I can't find Suites at Orchard. Small project is it? Suites at Orchard 99-year lease. Wow. 118 units, completion 2015. All green property. That area okay, I know where already next to near to the Plaza Singapura, that one, near to Dhoby Ghaut MRT, that one. If you have the budget, then maybe you want to explore other CCR condo, the problem is freehold, that there is a lot of freehold competition and foreigners buyers, so low demand. It depends on how you look at it right, Gabriel? The thing is that there is a reason why central project is central project. There's gonna be, if the project is well designed enough to attract high renter, then the rental value is also a form of basis to determine how much the property value is like. I thought the no, Daniel, comms is negotiable, right? The CA has already stated out already. Commission is up to negotiation between the homeowner and the agent. Some agents, they even charge 3 to 5% in terms of their commission, because it's really depending on what is the value that they bring to the table. So some owners, some agents, they do charge higher commission, 3 to 5%, right? So depends ah. Some they do a fixed fee lor, 1999, 188. But again, then you see what they do for you lah. I mean, the business model is different ah. They are catering for a different market segment ah. Put it this way. So you got the agents that is offering 188, 1888 fixed fee. You got some agents they charge 3 to 5%. Then every market you got they're serving different market lah. Put it this way. Put it very very simply, right? Will be no lah. 是指 no. I don't think they charge that high lah. Maybe it's those very very weird, very hard to sell project, then possibly, but their rate is not that high. Yeah. 来 show us how you defend your comms. I usually don't want to do performance live ah. I only do in real life only. Live digital space I quite relax one. Do you feel that the Bayshore BTO will underwhelming response like October exercise? I think the Bayshore one will be very hot because Bayshore, you see the whole of East Coast area is overbuilt already. I mean, the whole of East Coast area, right, is all either condo or landed. You don't have HDB except the Marine Parade, Marine Terrace that side. So it's finally there is a HDB options in the East Coast area. I think even with the plus scheme over there, right, I think it still will have very high demand from buyers, from potential buyers, because I receive texts from some of my clients also. They say, hey, John, do you think I should go for the Bayshore BTO? I'm 45 years old, 48 years old. Then I say, can, if let's say you just buy there and stay forever lah, because you not intending to so-called make money from property already, right? Then just go ahead lor. Then why not? Because they like the sea view, they like staying in East Coast area, they want to relax and retire there already. So for people who really want to stay there forever, right, Bayshore BTO will be very perfect for them, right? Who is the agent? Okay. Not exactly, Daniel. If he is agreeable to getting lower service fee, then depending on what kind of value he's bringing to the table lah. Again is value proposition also, right? Value proposition lah. What he or she is bringing to the table. Of course, there are some branded agents they just sell based on their track record only. They don't need to talk much. They just come to you. Shall not name who lah. They just come to you. They say, look at my track record. If you don't engage me, you engage other people. You can't sell. No, exactly what he say. If I cannot sell a property, I'm already a award-winning property agent. If I can't sell a property, other agent cannot sell. This is how he say it. Or remember lah. Those with super strong track record one. Then sometimes they try to do the authority selling. They will say something like that lah. If I cannot sell your property, I'm already a top award-winning agent. If I cannot sell property, what makes you think that other people can sell? Something like that lah. Right. So at the end of the day, see whether you buy or don't buy lor. Bayshore BTO basically a lifestyle, man. Confirm oversubscribe. Yes, agree. After MOP sell close to 2 million. Wow, maybe possible, because you see Ang Mo Kio one Ang Mo Kio, the forum before they introduce the plus prime thingy Ang Mo Kio, that one, the forum some of the top floor already hit 800k Then if let's say the owner sell 1.3 1.4 possible. If they sell 2 mil, possible. Your knowledge is very insightful. Thanks for open sharing. Appreciate it. Welcome. Doing my best to do my knowledge sharing as freely, as casually as I can online. Right? So only the top agents will ask above. Generally, yes, Daniel. Yeah, generally, yes. Some of them, they are, it's like opportunity cost. Like for example, today, just to give you a scenario, today, we are all, our time is limited. As agents, our time is really limited. One Saturday, one Sunday, the prime time, weekend, we can only show that many property. We can only accompany buyers to see that many properties. So 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Let's say I max out 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Every hour I'm there with a client. I just make it a very simple math That means one weekend I only have 20 slots. That means I pack myself. For example, I really pack to the brim 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Every hour I am doing something right? Then let's just break it down that I quantify it as 20 buyer or 20 sellers that I can serve only one weekend. Then there is opportunity cost already, right? Then if let's say agents who are so busy, they will become selective, right? So they become selective by probably not doing some of the lower ticket deals, like for example, not to say not so good things but like for example for myself, I don't really do room rental anymore. Room rental is like those 700 600 per month one I will pass it out to my guys, right? I'll pass it out to some other teammates, right? Then for myself, I still do whole unit. That means the entire unit whole unit rental, 4,000 5,000 I still got do, right? Then some of my long-term supporter clients, since I'm doing them for super long already, so I will still continue to serve them right? So opportunity cost for agents, right? If I choose to take up this project, then I can't do another project. So that is what we are going through. So the service fee have to be, I mean, the agent has to be fairly compensated put it this way, right? Usually how long before MOP to find you? 6 months 6 months before. 1 year can we come out and drink coffee, chit chat is also fine. Just to give you some market updates, but usually 6 months then we can start getting serious to do things already. My family nuclear same as yours. By the time MOP 34 liao, better to sell 1 by 2 or sell 1 by 1. Combine income 20k. I cannot answer you like that, Gabriel. I got a Excel spreadsheet. You PM me, I send you. I give you a sample how it looks like, because there's a lot of scenario, a lot of paper planning put it this way, a lot of pre-planning in advance before you go down to do the execution work. I mean, that's my style I don't like to just, okay, you want to sell, okay, help you sell. You want to buy, I help you sell. That's like very basic very very low level kind of service agent So for your one, I think you'll need some more comprehensive sit down discussion before we do anything, before we do the execution part, right? Do some pre-planning first. Comparing two property, one stay, one invest versus one property. Again, same thing. I think your question is quite similar to Gabriel 是指 your depends really depends. One stay, one invest. You thought you buy two can have more growth, right? But the two that you buy, one stay is very tree, then one invest also very tree. Then both poor performing. Then might as well I ask you to combine your resources, buy one good one. You buy one good one is better than you buy two lousy one, right? I mean, just a just a just a just a simple way of saying it just a simpler way of saying it Right, okay, thanks for signing. Okay, very good. Thank you very much. No problem. If you want the spreadsheet, you can PM me first then I will send it over to you. So at least you can get some basic idea of what's going on. Yeah, the property industry now is getting more and more interesting I would say. Right, can look for you to find that one. Yeah, can, no problem. The PM me just PM me. No obligation don't worry, because at the end of the day, if I cannot help you find the good one, then I also got no deal. It's fine. Yeah. Any more questions, comments? I hope I don't miss out any of your comments, because some people feedback to me, say, hey, I type comment in your TikTok, you never reply me. Then he got angry. So I just want to apologize if I missed out any of your comments or questions. Yeah, because on my end sometimes it's not showing up for some reason. I don't know why. Right. So if let's say there's no other comments or no other questions, thank you very much. It's been a good session. Now it's 11:43 already. Thank you very much. Good night. Good night. Cheers. Take care. Take care. Got one person PM me, say, wow, after listening you to talk I can sleep. I good to know that my voice also got this effect. Right. Thank you for the gift. Thank you. Bye bye.